Let's just take a step back from the politics stuff here for a quick second, okay? Let's just go back to some good old cringe from 2024. One of the biggest stories of the year. It's kind of like wrapping yourself in a nice warm blanket, okay? It feels like home. We're going home real quick to talk about Sweet Baby Inc. and Kim Belair, because there's an old interview that she did where she admits physical attraction to Bowser. Wait, what? She wants to be Black Peach. Is that what we're doing? She's jealous of being captured by the big evil fire-breathing lizard and wanted to be saved by the plumber. Holy shit, man! Cat ladies, not even once. Sweet Baby Inc. co-founder and CEO Kim Belair, a name that has come to define controversy in the gaming space, has just become a lot more controversial. In a 6-year-old podcast interview unearthed by YouTubers Master of the TDS and Writing Raven, who run Gothic Therapy YouTube channel, Belair admitted to being physically attractive to the Nintendo character Bowser. Yeah, and you wonder why the writing is so bad out of Sweet Baby Inc. and Kim Belair specifically. You remember, she's the story architect for Unknown 9. Actually, you probably don't, because nobody actually bought that game. That's crazy. More on that, I think, this week. Anyways, she then claimed that the antelope called Kudos. What are we doing here, bro? We're just saying words at this point. We're the most attractive non-human mammal, before bragging that she has the skull of one in her home. Yo, bro, keep this bitch away from any SPCA that's out there. I want to know how many empty peanut butter jars she has at her location. Why are they always like this? And this is what happens, man. Okay, the strong male leadership, bro. This is what happens. If Kim Belair's name sounds familiar to you, yes, it's because her company has been at the forefront as what has become, Gamergate 2. Outside of like February and March, that term really hasn't panned out all that much. It's mostly just been the death throes of games journalism and exposing all of these consultancy companies for the hacks that they really are. Because some of the lazy ones just simply come in and force diversity and woke policies over the top of it. But when you really dig deep into this stuff, like the first game of 2024, like you had Alan Woke at the end of last year really help put Sweet Baby Inc. on the map, but what drove it home was just their abysmal writing for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, like the disrespectful way that they handled the final performance of Kevin Conroy's career as the voice of Batman. Like, that really pissed a lot of people off, and it made a lot of people wonder, who wrote this crap, okay? Like, you had an opportunity to change that, okay? If you wanted to have that hack, and that one still turns my stomach, even, 9 months later? After they completely and totally disrespected the character of Batman, of the Arkham Batman, of Rocksteady's crown jewel, okay? They had quippy, annoying Harley Quinn take out a revolver and put one between Batman's eyes after he was mind controlled by Brainiac. Went through all of that trouble to deconstruct Batman, and you would think, okay, cool. If it's the Arkham Batman, they're just getting rid of him. And then it was announced that, Rocksteady is potentially working on another Arkham game. And they also had the VR Arkham game working in the pipe. So why would they do all of that stuff? Oh, right, because Warner Brothers Games is a dumb company that was willing to lose $400 million to hire activists like Chris Kindred, who is a writer right there in the credits, who formerly worked at Sweet Baby Inc. But before, SBI ended up scrubbing their website of all of the companies that they worked for, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was one of the preeminent titles that they were more than willing to show off to the world with and emphasize all of their handiwork on. But bro, it is so much more than just simple woke ideology. It's just DEI in the game. Just their writing skill it's not bottom of the barrel, it's under the barrel. That's how bad it was. If you're a creative working in AAA, and which I did for many years. This is Kim Belair reestablishing her, because we went off on a bit of a tangent. I would apologize, but I'm not sorry, because really have to drive home that it's just so much more than just crying woke. These guys are really bad, so when you see them attached to a game that you're potentially interested in, you know that the writing is going to be AIDS. Because instead of getting into the industry on merit, this is how they do it, okay? Put this stuff up to your higher-ups, okay? And if they don't see the value in what you're asking for, when you ask for consultancy, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility if you don't get what you want, as Kim Belair proclaimed so loudly and so proudly at the GDC in 2019. Sweet Baby Inc. garnered the spotlight for a very negative way in, yes, early 2024, with its role designing the narrative for the live service Rocksteady game Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And exactly, it also killed Unknown 9 Awakening, it also killed Surgeon Studios and Tales of Kenzara Zhao, and it has also led Alan Woke 2 to still not turn a profit. And oh yes, the discourse around, because here we are, a year removed from the Spider-Man 2 game. How many people glowingly look back on that? All right, exactly. The only way that people look back on that game positively is when the PC port got announced for the end of January, I do recall, and everybody's looking forward to all of the mods to make it actually a tolerable experience. Still isn't going to help the abysmal writing and how Peter B. Parker ends up capitulating and say that, oh, Miles, you're going to be an even better Spider-Man than I could ever possibly be, and you can take up the mantle. I'm going to go off and be, white somewhere else, and you can be the proper Spider-Man. Belair claims to stand for diversity, equity, and inclusion in the gaming space, casting judgment on others she deems problematic. She has railed against gamers, YouTubers, news organizations. Yeah, that was really uncovered. What was that? August speech at the XOXO conference, where she was supposed to be giving the keynote address, but then she just ended up listing off all of her grievances for how could anybody expose what we do at SBI. It's not like we make it our only defining characteristics. Like, shut up. Stop shining a light on us. We just want to grift in private. God. Belair is one of the first finger waggers, yes, to line up and condemn that she sees as immoral behavior. However, in this podcast interview, the episode of the Sexiest Podcast, I already know that your podcast is cap because you brought on Kim Belair. There's many things. Untalented, lacking in shame, but sexy? Not my cup of tea. Could be worse. She's not a ham planet. Okay, see, there you go. There's some props. The Sweet Baby head honcho seems to admit physical attraction to both fictional and real animals. Yeah, here's where it gets weird. She was quoted in an interview saying that Bowser is bondage daddy sex. I don't actually know what that is. Before going on to recount her experience when podcast host Ari McGillivray, told her to look up Bowser Day on Tumblr. Oh my God. She states she then looks through pages and pages of explicit Bowser material before McGillivray went on to describe a particular part of Bowser's anatomy in great detail. I want to die. Man, women were a mistake. Sometimes he had a turtle wiener. Okay, and sometimes he had a mammalian wiener. Okay, fantastic. Belair then seems to try to distance herself from the images before freely admitting she scrolled through all of them. Because of course she did. I'm one of those people who are on the internet and I'm going to click on it. And when I go to the Bowser date tag, I can go, oh no, this isn't what I wanted. Better look through all of it. Guys who just don't want ugly women in video games, they're the degenerates. They're the gooners, right? Yeah, for sure. But yeah, these are the people who say, hey, you need to come to us and you need to get your game consulted on with us to make sure it doesn't offend people. Yeah, Master of the TDS said sarcastically while reviewing the audio clips. But this is okay. This is okay to do. Yep, exactly. And there's a reason. Well, one of multiple reasons why Belair shouldn't be allowed within 500 yards of school areas or of design studios. If you're going to stand on your high horse, you sit on a high horse, and pretend that you're better than other people and other gamers because you won't stoop to that degeneracy, caught red-handed. Not only would stoop to that degeneracy, you are that degeneracy. So you better not. So you're no better than anybody else. Now, I would say markedly worse because you're taking video games' #1 villain. Like, Bowser is synonymous with video game bad guys in so much as, Mario is synonymous with the video games. Not breaking any new grounds on that one. But you're sexualizing an anthropomorphic lizard dragon fictitious character from the mind of Shigeru Miyamoto. Apologies on screwing up the names. Been running on empty for far too long. This is classic fatherless behavior, right? Like, you see girls with big dogs, and apparently now you gotta take a second look at these quote-unquote nerdy black girls and their old Tumblr accounts. But yeah, as Master of the TDS continues on, so yeah, you're no better than anybody else who wants to see people from Stellar Blade and wants to see them with less clothes on. But no, Stellar Blade's a problem because it perpetuates unrealistic body types. But hey, let's just opine on the idea that Bowser has a 12-inch cock. You're the head of the company who is literally about trying to be inclusive and diverse and to protect women against terrible gamers, and here you are being the same degenerate that you claim to be against. Well, yeah, exactly, because if they weren't hypocritical, they wouldn't have opinions on anything. Sweet Baby Inc. is a cancer that I couldn't imagine. Like, I think that they still have some projects in the pipeline. The fact that they scrubbed their website leads me to believe that they still have some outstanding contracts that are there, but you take a look through the rest of the industry, and yeah, we're still in for some dark times. Hollywood is starting to recover, but we still have some holdovers thanks to the strike pushing things off another year. So yeah, 2025 in general, I can imagine that the tone and the tenor of a lot of things are going to be improved, especially if something next week ends up going the correct direction. But in general, as bad as 2024 was, I don't foresee 2025 being any better, because as we looked ahead at the end of 2023, looked at the slate of entertainment set to be released in 2024, we knew it was going to be bad. And spoilers, it basically bore out to be as bad as predicted. You take a look at what's happening, and I'm sure we will here in the next couple of weeks. What's coming out in 2025? Spoiler, it's basically a retread of 2024, and I would imagine we're going to end up getting the same results and probably even worse. How is Hollywood going to survive this stuff? And how is the Western gaming front? Because we already have how many studios on the brink? Ubisoft, it's an hour-to-hour basis. Warner Brothers Games, can they stomach another $400 million disaster? EA with BioWare, and now Japan having to deal with accepting DEI policies to theoretically capitulate to the West. It's a big problem out there, guys, and we're going to have to dissect it every step along the way. Thank God there are a bunch of idiots that are out there. Thank God for Kim Belair's braggadocious attitude, because at this point in time, for as bleak as everything seems, please take solace in the fact that your ideological idiots are this brain dead and this egotistical to lay it all out there for you. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.